Have you ever looked at an old Susan B. Anthony dollar and thought it was nothing more than pocket change? What if I told you that some of the forgotten dollar coins have shocked collectors by selling for hundreds, thousands, and in rare cases even more at major auctions? Today we're counting down 3 Susan B. Anthony dollar coins that many people ignore every single day. Some look dirty. Some look like they've been dragged through mud for decades. Others sat untouched in old government bank bags for years. But here's the twist. Certain rare examples have seen their prices go absolutely vertical. Expert dealers are paying serious money for the right coins, and one small detail could completely change what your coin is worth. Before you spend another old dollar coin, you need to watch this video from beginning to end because one tiny mint mark or rare variety could turn your loose change into serious cash. These coins may have disappeared from everyday circulation, but they haven't disappeared from the collector's market. Some were released by the U.S. government, then quietly faded from circulation as Americans stopped using them. Today, collectors are fighting over the ugliest, forgotten, beat-up examples as well as beautiful mint state survivors. I'll show you exactly what to look for, explain why certain coins are worth so much more than face value, reveal auction prices that stun the coin collecting world, and uncover the hidden details that most people miss. Whether your coin came from an old piggy bank, a dusty chain jar, an estate collection, or even a coin pulled from a lake, don't assume it's worthless. Stay with me until the very end, because the last coin on today's countdown might be the biggest surprise of them all. This is a 1979p Susan B. Anthony dollar, and at first glance, it doesn't look like anything special. In fact, most people mistake it for an ordinary coin worth just $1. Some have been sitting in dusty drawers, old coffee cans, forgotten piggy banks, and loose change jars for decades. Others look dirty, scratched, or even like they were dragged through mud for years. But here's where things get interesting. Certain 1979p Susan B. Anthony dollars have shocked collectors with incredible values. Today, I'll show you exactly what to look for, why some examples are worth far more than face value, and how one small detail could completely change what your coin is worth. Before you spend one of these dollars, watch until the end. You may be holding a hidden treasure without even realizing it. Most 1979p Susan B. Anthony dollars entered circulation shortly after they were released, but the public never fully embraced them. Their size was too close to a quarter, causing confusion in everyday transactions. Because of that, many ended up stored away instead of being used. Years later, collectors began searching through old collections, bankrolls, and forgotten change looking for the finest surviving examples. Today, demand continues to grow for high-grade coins, especially those that have remained untouched since the day they left the mint. One of the biggest things collectors examine is the condition of the coin. A dirty or worn example usually brings only a modest premium, but an untouched mint state coin is a completely different story. Coins that still display strong original luster, sharp details, and very few contact marks can command impressive prices. This is why experienced collectors always inspect every Susan B. Anthony dollar carefully instead of assuming it's worth only $1. Now here's something many people don't know. The Philadelphia Mint produced 2 different versions of the 1979p coin. Collectors call them the wide rim and the near-date variety, and the narrow rim or far-date variety. The wide rim version is significantly scarcer, making it one of the first things experts look for. If the date appears very close to the rim, you may have a more desirable variety hiding in your collection. Imagine finding one of these coins in a dusty chain jar that's been sitting untouched for decades. To most people, it looks ordinary. To an experienced coin dealer, however, it could immediately deserve a closer inspection. This is exactly why collectors continue searching through old family collections and inherited coin boxes every single year. Sometimes the biggest discoveries come from coins that everyone else ignored. Auction results have proven just how valuable exceptional examples can become. While circulated coins often sell for only a small premium, rare high-grade wide-rim examples certified by professional grading companies have sold for hundreds and even thousands of dollars. Every time one appears in outstanding condition, collectors compete aggressively because finding another one just as nice is never guaranteed. Many viewers ask whether a dirty coin should be cleaned before selling it. The answer is almost always no. Cleaning can leave tiny scratches that permanently reduce a coin's value. Even if your coin looks dull or stained after years of storage, collectors usually prefer an original surface over one that has been polished. Sometimes a coin that looks the worst is far more value than one that has been cleaned. Take a close look at the lettering, the date, and the rim. These small details often separate an ordinary dollar from one that attracts serious collector attention. A strong strike, original mint luster, and minimal wear can dramatically increase demand. That's why experienced dealers spend time studying every part of the coin before deciding its true value. Another reason these dollars have become more desirable is that many examples have disappeared from everyday circulation. People saved them, spent them, or lost them over the decades. Today, it's much less common to receive one in pocket change than it was years ago. That makes finding a nice example even more exciting for collectors. Some incredible coin stories begin in unexpected places. Valuable coins are being discovered in estate collections, old bank bags, forgotten storage boxes, and even jars of loose change that families hadn't opened in decades. Every discovery reminds collectors that hidden treasures can still exist when nobody expects them. Professional grading also plays a huge role in determining value. Coins certified in high mint state grades often sell for dramatically more than similar-looking coins that remain ungraded. That's because buyers have confidence in the coin's authenticity and condition when it has been evaluated by experts. The market for rare coins changes over time. As more collectors compete for the best surviving examples, prices can climb quickly. That's why many people continue searching through their old coins today. A coin ignored for years may suddenly attract much stronger demand when high-quality examples become harder to find. If you own a 1979 P. Susan B. Anthony dollar, don't judge it by appearance alone. Check whether it's a desirable wide-rim variety, examine its condition carefully, and never rush to spend it before knowing exactly what you have. That one simple inspection could make the difference between an ordinary dollar and a valuable collector's coin. So before you empty your chain jar or cash in an old collection, stop and inspect every 1979 P. Susan B. Anthony dollar you find. One overlooked detail, one rare variety, or one beautifully preserved mint state example could be worth far more than anyone expected. And remember, this is only the beginning. Our next coin has surprised collectors with values that are even more unbelievable. So don't go anywhere. Now let's move to the next coin on today's countdown, the 1980 D. Susan B. Anthony dollar. At first glance, it looks almost identical to the 1979 version, and that's exactly why so many people overlook it. Thousands of these coins are being tossed into drawers, forgotten in old boxes, are left sitting in dusty change piles for decades. To most people, it's just another $1 coin. But collectors know something that many Americans don't. Certain 1980 D. Susan B. Anthony dollars have become surprisingly desirable, and the very best examples have sold for hundreds and in exceptional certified grades, even thousands of dollars. Before you spend one, you need to know exactly what makes it special. The story behind this coin is fascinating. By 1980, the Susan B. Anthony dollar had already struggled to gain popularity in everyday commerce. Many people confuse it with a quarter because of its size, and as a result, large numbers were set aside instead of circulating heavily. Over time, these forgotten coins quietly waited in bank vaults, dresser drawers, family collections, and old piggy banks, while collectors searched for the finest surviving examples. Here's what makes this coin exciting. Most circulated examples are still worth close to face value, but condition changes everything. A worn coin that looks like it has been through years of daily use may not attract much attention. But an untouched mint state example with brilliant original luster and almost no marks can become a completely different story. That's why expert dealers carefully inspect every single coin before deciding what it's worth. Imagine finding one inside an old coin jar that hasn't been opened in 40 years. The coin may look dusty or forgotten, but that doesn't automatically mean it's worthless. Some collectors actually enjoy searching through old accumulations because hidden treasures often appear when nobody expects them. One ordinary-looking dollar can suddenly become the highlight of an entire collection. Auction records continue to prove that exceptional quality matters. While average coins remain inexpensive, the highest certified mint state examples have brought astonishing prices when collectors compete for them. The better the preservation, the stronger the demand. That's why professional grading can make such a dramatic difference in the final selling price. Many beginners make one costly mistake. They clean the coin. It might seem like a good idea to make an old dollar look shiny again, but cleaning usually damages the original surface. Tiny scratches left behind can reduce collector value significantly. Even if your coin looks dull after years in storage, Leaving it untouched is often the smartest decision. Take a careful look at the Denver Mint mark. The small D below the date tells you the coin was struck at the Denver Mint. Collectors also examine the strike quality, the sharpness of the design, and the original mint luster. Coins with crisp details and strong eye appeal stand out immediately among ordinary circulated examples. Some people believe these coins disappeared forever, but that's not exactly true. Although you don't see them often in everyday pocket change anymore, many still remain hidden inside old collections and forgotten savings. Every year, collectors continue searching through inherited boxes, estate collections, and unopened rolls hoping to discover a nearly perfect example. Here's something exciting to remember. A coin doesn't have to be made of silver to become valuable. The Susan B. Anthony dollar is a copper-nickel-clad coin, yet rarity, preservation, collector demand, and certification can push values far beyond $1. That's why experienced collectors focus on condition rather than simply the metal content. Professional coin dealers know that patience pays. Instead of rushing through a pile of coins, they examine each one under good lighting, checking for wear, scratches, contact marks, and overall eye appeal. One overlooked detail can separate a common coin from one that serious collectors are willing to pay premium prices to own. Over the years, remarkable discoveries have happened in the most unexpected places. Valuable coins have turned up inside old cash registers, inherited family collections, forgotten bank bags, and even loose change containers that have been sitting untouched for decades. Every discovery reminds us that hidden treasures are still out there. If your 1980 D Susan B. Anthony dollar still has bright original surfaces, strong luster, and very little wear, don't assume it's only worth face value. High-grade examples are becoming harder to locate because many coin collected marks during storage or circulation. The fewer imperfections a coin has, the more attractive it becomes to advanced collectors. This is exactly why collector demand remains strong. Every time a beautifully preserved example appears at auction, buyers compete because opportunities like that don't come along every day. Prices can rise quickly when several collectors want the same high-quality coin, proving that condition truly is everything. Before you spend any 1980 D Susan B. Anthony dollar, give it a careful inspection. It may have spent decades sitting unnoticed in a dusty drawer, looking ordinary and forgotten, but if it survived in exceptional mint state condition, it could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Sometimes a coin everyone ignores becomes a one collector's fight to own. And don't leave yet, because the final coin in today's video may be the biggest surprise of them all. The 1979 D Susan B. Anthony dollar has a story that every collector should know, and one tiny detail could make all the difference between an ordinary dollar and a coin worth serious money. We finally reached the last coin in today's countdown, and this one deserves your full attention. The 1979 D Susan B. Anthony dollar. At first glance, it looks like just another old dollar coin that has been forgotten for decades. Many people throw these into chain jars, old drawers, or dusty storage boxes without giving them a second thought. Some even look scratched, stained, or like they've been dragged through mud for years. But here's the surprising part. Certain 1979 D Susan B. Anthony dollars have become highly collectible, and the finest certified examples have sold for hundreds and even thousands of dollars. Before you spend one, stop and inspect it carefully. The 1979 D coin was struck at the Denver Mint during the very first year of the Susan B. Anthony dollar series. Although millions were produced, most entered circulation and picked up nicks, scratches, and wear. Finding one today in exceptional mint state condition is much harder than many people realize. That's exactly why collectors are willing to pay significant premiums for the best surviving examples. One of the biggest mistakes people make is judging a coin by its appearance alone. If a coin looks old or dirty, many assume it's worthless. But experienced collectors know better. A coin that appears ordinary may still have beautiful original surfaces hiding beneath decades of careful storage. Others may have remained untouched inside original bankrolls since the day they were minted. Condition is everything in the world of coin collecting. A circulated coin with heavy wear may only be worth a small premium over face value, but an untouched mint state coin with blazing original luster is a completely different story. Tiny differences in preservation can mean the difference between a $1 coin and one worth hundreds or much more. Now pay close attention to the details. Examine the date, the Denver D mint mark, the lettering, and the rim. Collectors look for strong strikes, sharp details, and minimal contact marks. Even small imperfections can affect value, while exceptional eye appeal can send collector demand soaring. Auction results have shown that the highest grade 1979 D. Susan B. Anthony dollars can command astonishing prices. When professionally graded in superb mint state condition, these coins attract serious attention from collectors who compete for the finest known examples. That's why prices for elite quality coins can climb dramatically. Imagine opening an old family coin box that hasn't been touched in decades. Buried beneath ordinary change sits a bright, untouched 1979 D. Susan B. Anthony dollar. To someone who doesn't collect coins, it may seem insignificant, but to an experienced numismatist, that discovery could be worth a much closer look. Here's another important warning. Never clean your coin in hopes of increasing its value. Cleaning removes a natural surface that collectors want to see and often leaves tiny scratches behind. Many valuable coins have lost a significant portion of their value simply because someone tried to make them look newer. Professional grading services have completely changed the market for coins like this. Once a coin receives a certified mint state grade, buyers know exactly what they are getting. That's one reason why certified examples often sell for much higher prices than similar coins offered without professional grading. Many of these dollars quietly disappeared from everyday circulation years ago. They weren't officially removed or banned. They simply stopped showing up regularly in pocket change because people saved them, spent them slowly, or stored them away. Today, finding one in circulation is far less common than it once was. Some of the most exciting discoveries happen in the most unexpected places. Valuable coins have been found inside inherited collections, forgotten safety deposit boxes, estate sales, old bankrolls, and dusty jars of loose change. Every year, stories like these remind collectors that hidden treasures are still waiting to be found. Collector demand continues to grow because high-grade examples become harder to locate as time passes. Many surviving coins have already picked up wear from circulation or marks from storage. That makes beautifully preserved examples increasingly desirable whenever they appear for sale. If you're searching through your own collection, don't rush. Check every 1979 D. Susan B. Anthony dollar under good lighting. Look for bright original luster, clean surfaces, strong details, and minimal wear. Those characteristics are exactly what experienced dealers and advanced collectors hope to find. Remember, not every 1979 D. Susan B. Anthony dollar is worth a fortune, but the right coin in the right condition absolutely can be worth far more than its $1 face value. That's why knowledgeable collectors never ignore these coins, no matter how common they may seem at first glance. So before you cash in your loose change or overlook another old Susan B. Anthony dollar, take a few extra seconds to inspect it. That forgotten coin sitting in a dusty jar could surprise you with unexpected value. The next great discovery doesn't always come from a treasure chest. It could already be hiding in your own home, waiting for someone to recognize what everyone else missed.